as part of the Neighborhood Heroes program as a Philly, and we look forward to many, many more.
That's pretty classy.
Oh, he is.
And a great cause,
He's
too.
as good as it gets. He really is.
Yeah.
Beautiful night for baseball. Let's take a look at the Braves lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi only from Xfinity. Dansby Swanson leads it off. And then Travis d'Arnaud. Matt Olson bats third. Austin Riley is the number 4 hitter. His career numbers are excellent against Aaron Nola. There's Aaron. Getting a chance to warm up tonight. It's not going to take long to warm up.
No. And, you know, Aaron pitched a heck of a lot better than a 4-5 record. And the Phillies struggling in these first 2 games to score runs, and they have struggled lately with scoring runs for Aaron. So this could be a breakout game, Tom.
Let's hope so. We're the Baby Blues on this throwback Thursday here at Citizens Bank Park. He's all ready to go. So's Dansby Swanson. And tonight's first pitch is presented by Carrier. Turn to the experts. Phillies have held Dansby Swanson in check. I say that quietly. Shh. Yeah. Because he has had one massive month of June. 7 home runs during this month to raise his total to 13. All right, here we go. Final game of this 3-game series. Phillies have to salvage this final game. And the first pitch of the night is in there for a strike. We're underway, and the count is 0-1. Dansby Swanson overall 295, 13 home runs, 43 runs batted in. Curveball pulled foul.
Hey, first 2 games this series, he was aggressive first pitch of the game. Dansby Swanson, and bet he wishes he was aggressive on that one. First pitch, 92, right down the middle.
Balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Curveball out towards center field. Matt Vierling is there, and he makes the catch. Yeah, there's one out. .88 degrees at first pitch when Aaron Nola is in a game with the temperature 88 or above. He's 11-3 with a 2.80 ERA.
12-3 after tonight.
Attaboy. He's pitched so well that his 4-5 record is not indicative of what he's done. Travis d'Arnaud is the batter. d'Arnaud hitting .274 with 11 home runs and 36 runs batted in.
Apparently the old Bravos aren't too fond of hitting that fastball right down the middle first pitch. And we appreciate it.
No balls and 1 strike. There's a strike, and it's 0-2. I don't know.
Might as well throw another one. They don't look like they're picking it up well.
They certainly were more aggressive in the first 2 games of this series.
And he's a better command pitcher than, well, Wheeler's really good, but he's better command pitcher than Ranger this year. Hey, they keep taking strikes. We'll take it all night.
Yeah, the pitch on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. 2 outs here in the first.
I'm not sure he thinks that was a strike, and kind of close, but that's a 3-pitch non-swing strikeout, isn't it?
It is, and it's really strange. I mean, JT didn't really move the glove that much.
I don't like that punch out like that. That's never was a fan of the umpires when they put on a show on a punch out, unless you were in the field.
How about when an umpire does it when he forgets the strikes, like they did against Albert Pujols a few weeks ago? Olsen lifts the first pitch into shallow right field. Bryson Stott is under it, and he makes the catch. 7 pitches, all strikes, and that ends the first inning. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Scoreless. Today's starting lineup for the Phils, with Kyle Schwarber leading things off, is brought to you by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi, only from Xfinity. Kyle Schwarber leads it off, and then Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins, since June 8th, has the 4th highest OPS in the National League. Yeah, Castellanos, Derek Hall going to be looking for his first major league hit tonight, facing Ian Anderson, who comes in with a record of 6-4.
Here, there's a betting line on he goes deep today.
Derek Hall?
Yeah.
Nice. I like that. Schwarber takes strike 1.
Of course, in typical sports talk radio fashion, they said the score will probably be 12-1. They're losing. Oh my gosh.
That's not nice.
Yeah, it's always good to be positive.
1 ball, 1 strike to Schwarber. 1 for 7 with a home run in this series. The home run went to straightaway center field. That one's out towards straightaway center field as well, but Michael Harris will track it down. And he makes the catch. 1 out here in the first. That'll bring Rhys Hoskins up. The Home Depot getting more done. Last 21 games for Rhys. He's got 6 doubles and 6 home runs.
Yeah, let's hope that continues and he carries on after what he did last night.
Oh, he crushed this one last night. And a first pitch upstairs. Overall, 250 with 14 home runs and 38 runs batted in. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Do you think it's hard to see right now?
It appears so. I think Schwarber hit that one off the end of the bat. You know, we've seen him hit so many home runs to center field. It thought that one would go, but he must have hit it off the end. But yeah, I mean, guys just aren't swinging.
Swing and a fly ball out to right center field. Michael Harris is over and he makes the catch. So 2 outs here in the first. And here comes Nick Castellanos. Well, Nick is not alone in his power struggles during this month of May. Excuse me, month of June. He has not homered since May. 7 home runs overall, 37 runs batted in. Rob Thompson talked today about possibly moving the lineup. He said, listen, we talk about it all the time. But right now, the Phillies don't have a whole lot of options.
No. And, you know, you can lament the fact that, you know, we don't have Harper, we don't have Segura. But you look at what's gone for the Braves in this series. Acuna Jr., Ozzie Albies, Kenley Jansen. You know, thing is, ain't no one feeling sorry for the Phillies right now because Bryce is out and Gene's out.
Right. Pitch outside and low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Seven for his last 46. And it's 2-2. He waves at a changeup. Pulls that one sharply. Knocked down by Riley. That's going to be a base hit. That's one of the hardest hit baseballs he's had in a while. So a 2-out single, and that brings Derek Hall to the plate.
Yeah, that was a good swing right there by Nick. Tell you what, if Austin Riley came up with that and threw him out, you got to think, all right, Might not be my night again tonight. Yeah, he can feel, man.
He can.
That ball was scorched.
For a big guy, he can move around. Here's Derek Hall. Speaking of big guys, both are very tall. And the pitch from Anderson is looped out toward left center field. Coming on is Ozuna. And he's going to make the catch. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We'll go to the second. By the way, I screened it today. It was excellent. You know who's in it? You know who has a starring role in it?
Larry Anderson.
Close. He was a teammate of yours.
Mickey
Morandini.
Mickey has the acting bug.
He's like Liam Neeson in this thing. Go to Phillies.com to secure your tickets today.
Isn't he from England or something?
Well,
Mickey's from India. Well, Indiana, it's the same thing. You need a passport to get to Indiana, don't you?
You may at this point.
Yeah. Why else would you go?
I've been there for basketball.
Well, yeah. I mean,
football. Austin Riley leads it off, and Riley bounces it foul up the third base line. It's 1-1.
No, Liam Neeson's a great actor.
Yeah, Mickey was like Liam Neeson in this thing.
Next to Ken.
Yes.
Brar.
Taken.
I don't never seen that one. I saw
that
next
was a good
to Ken.
one.
Just because if someone had it on, one of my brothers, and I heard the way they were talking, I'm like, oh, is that in West Virginia? He called him Brar. Hey, Brar. With an accent like his, you know.
Yeah, that's acting.
That is unbelievable acting.
2 balls and 1 strike. Anyway, if folks are coming out, make sure you watch the short film.
How do you watch it?
On Fanavision at the fireworks. There's a looper out to center field. That's going to drop for a hit. The bat went up the third base line. All right, here's the preview of what you'll see tomorrow night before the fireworks.
Oh, this could be trouble. There's only one man who can help us.
We haven't much time. The fate of the entire country lies in your hands. We need you.
He did it too, John. He goes
well,
up.
Don't give it away.
Well, what did you think?
My gosh. Well, tell us who's going to win this game then, and we just go home now.
Phillies going to win this game.
Yeah, well, let's go home. Braves, pack it up, get on the plane early.
Marcell Ozuna is the batter with a runner at first.
Phillies go home and get some rest. Get ready for the Cardinals.
There's the strike from Nola on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Ozuna 10 hits, 3 home runs against Aaron.
I didn't see Mickey in that thing.
No, because they're saving it.
Oh, yeah. Well, they don't have to save it now. You gave it away. Well, you're a buzzkill, man.
There's a lot of surprises in it, though. You're going to love it. Curveball waved at 0-2.
Well, I'm not sure when I'll see it. When would I see it?
Before the fireworks tomorrow. I know how much you like fireworks, so you'll stay for the fireworks show.
You think I will?
Yeah.
Instead of going and beating the traffic and getting home.
Yep.
Crawling in bed, take a nice little sleep.
Fanatic means that much to you.
He does. I love the Fanatic.
No balls and 2 strikes. That one's looped out to right field. Well, this is unfair.
Yeah, they're pounding it this inning. My Lord.
First and second with nobody out.
2 singles. They ain't dented a blade of grass yet. But put a ball in play, right?
Just put it in play. That's exactly right. For Ozuna, that's his first hit of this series. And now it'll bring William Contreras to the plate. Contreras 2 for 5 with an RBI. Overall hitting .264. And he takes right down the middle for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, here's where Aaron needs a ground ball badly.
the way 0-2.
Well, I don't know how Aaron can wear that black shirt underneath his uniform. Yeah, from Louisiana.
He likes it hot. Aaron Nola's already got 4 0-2 counts. Curveball rolled softly up the third base line. Bohm charges, throws, fakes the throw, and everybody is safe. How about these 3 hits here in the second inning? A broken bat single for Austin Riley, a looper by Ozuna, and then a swinging bunt by Contreras. And the bases are loaded with nobody out.
And a guy who hit a long home run yesterday up at the plate, Adam Duvall. But yeah, another great pitch by Aaron. And again, though, you put a ball in play, you have a chance. And they just happened to put 3 in play that had really good chances. 100%, I would think.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I don't care what metrics you get, you can't defend those.
All right, so now Duvall, who is 9 for 35 lifetime against Aaron, with a couple home runs, and he takes a pitch for a strike. 0-1. He takes an opening curveball.
Although a few years ago in New York, we tried to defend a bloop. If you remember that one.
I do remember that one. Then it went over the head of the right fielder.
Yeah, and didn't even make it to the warning track for a triple. Bases clearing triple.
Toward that well.
Oh my gosh. Overthink it.
Swing and a miss. 0-2.
The more and more I think about playing and whatever, this isn't a game for smart people.
This is a game for people that don't think too much.
It's a game for instincts. It's an instinctual game. Trying to guess along with the pitcher and all that, and well, 66% of the time he's going to throw this pitch, but what if he doesn't?
Swing and a miss. He got him. One away here in the second. Now that's the second strikeout for Aaron. That's a good pitch.
Yeah, just how sharp that breaking ball is. Perfect location when he gets ahead. Bounce that thing. Let JT keep in front of him. But he needed a strikeout there, and he got it. Now he needs a relatively hard hit grounder somewhere.
Yeah, the Phillies are playing for 2 up the middle with Didi and Bryson Stott with the bases loaded. And a pitch upstairs, just barely. And it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Aaron's vehicle has not been out there in the parking lot.
Oh, you have not seen it?
No. Disappointed. I hope he didn't sell it. I wanted to take a look inside of that thing.
I don't think he sold it.
I want to take a look inside that thing, see where you guys are going to sit when we're driving down to Florida next year.
Well, I'm going to drive, aren't I?
No.
Oh.
No, you're going to sit back and relax. And
are you driving?
Dang right. Hold on. Let's hope we don't hit a big windstorm. I think a topple. Come on, Aaron. Ground ball. There you go.
There you go. Out towards second base. Stott flips to second for 1. Didi only gets that 1.
Oh, no. I thought Didi was this 3 outs.
Did Didi think there were 3 outs?
He thought that was 3 outs because you saw him pound his ball into his glove. Oh, gosh, the inning just keeps getting worse.
Wow. 1-0 Atlanta. Contreras was clapping his hands as he went into second base.
Yeah, watch Didi right here.
I think you're right, John.
Yeah, Stott, really good feed by Stott, and Didi just.
He did think it was 3 outs.
Yeah, now watch. If you keep rolling it, he pounds the ball into his glove because he knew he forgot how many outs there were.
Yeah, he would have had him.
Oh, without question.
Look at Contreras' reaction.
See, he knew.
All right, so an RBI, and here's Michael Harris with the Braves up 1-0.
Well, this is where Aaron has to buckle down and give him that one. Should have had a double play to end it. Nothing, but they got one. Leave it at one. Then let Didi hit a home run next inning.
No balls and 1 strike.
I feel his pain.
You did that, didn't you?
Yeah, with the runner on second, tagged up and scored. Bobby Bonilla still getting paid by the Mets.
Because of that play.
Probably. That probably got him a little bonus. Huh. Now he's adding speed to his game. He's tagging up from second and scoring.
Out to right field. It's not deep. Castellanos is in, makes the catch, and the inning is over. All right, so a mistake in the field leads to a run after 3 bloop hits. We'll go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Braves.
So you messed up.
Hey, there's nowhere to hide with it.
Yeah, and I don't think Rob was getting on him about it. I think he's just, encouraging him. But you don't want to hear anything. Nothing.
Right, because you already know what's going on.
I mean, your wife could call the dugout and say, honey, I love you, and I don't want to hear that mess.
0-1 to JT, and he fouls it back. It's 0-2. JT 1 for 7 with an RBI in this series.
Tell you what, he's done a heck of a job, hasn't he, Snicker?
He sure has.
Players love playing for him.
Well, they won the World Series last year without Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yes.
And you never want to lose, as the Phillies know, your best player. But they were able to overcome that.
Well, they went out and made some shrewd deals. They got Soler, they got Duvall. Basically rebuilt their outfield, midway through the season.
Line drive foul by JT.
Oh.
And it remains 1-2.
Oh, look at those gloves JT has. Those are sweet. That is Carolina blue, baby.
Yeah, Kyle Gibson had a great pair of blue and maroon spikes on today. He came walking out to go work out on the field.
I wonder, I got to talk to Phil Sheridan and ask how many pair of spikes do these guys pack to go on like a, 9. Attaboy, JT.
Single to center field for JT. Second hit for the Phils. So they have a runner at first to start this inning.
It seems like guys wear a different pair of spikes every night. All right, Didi. I think I've told you what I did after my forget the outs faux pas.
What did you do?
Struck out.
Oh, man.
3 pitches, though.
Did you do anything later on in the game?
I drove in a few runs. We ended up winning the game.
All right, good.
But, yeah. But I got booed. When I struck out, they booed me more. And guess what? I deserved every bit of it.
Where were you? Was the game at the Vet?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was on the road.
No, I wish.
0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Didi. Didi 2 for 7 with a triple in this series. So give me the lay of the land. You were down the left field line?
I was playing left field. They hit one down the line. I'm sure it would have been a routine play for a good left fielder, but I thought I made a hell of a play on it. Attaboy, Didi.
That's a fair ball going down the third base line. JT runs well. He's on his way to third. Didi to second, and he slides in safely. It's going to go down as a double. Second and third with nobody out. Talk about baseball being a game of redemption.
You ain't kidding. Boy, if he'd have got thrown out at second, though.
Well, it did cross my mind.
If Ozuna made a good throw, it would have been a close play, but he kind of pushed that one. Tell you what, Ozuna did make a heck of a play, though, coming off that, playing that Karen perfectly, but luckily he didn't make a good throw. And a boy. I can read lips.
Yeah, you can. One of your many talents.
Yeah. Come on, Alec.
Second and third, nobody out. Alec Bohm, the batter, takes a strike, 0-1. Alec 3 for 8 in the series. He's hit in 5 straight games. Two in scoring position for the Phillies.
Try to hit a grounder to second base. Drive in 2. If not, you get JT in and you get Didi to third. There you go.
He shoots it. It's a right field, a base hit. 1 run is in. Didi's going to be held as the throw to the plate. Oh, that was a dandy of a throw by Duvall. RBI single for Alec Bohm. We're tied up at 1. Six-game hitting streak now for Alec.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday in the postgame about, you know, the missing Gene Segura and the fact that he's a great situational hitter. That's great situational hitting right there. Second and third, no outs. Your job is to get the guy in, but also get the guy over. And Alec Bohm got the bonus plan because he's on first now. Didi's on third, and the game is tied, Tommy. Now they got that big hole open up for Stott. Use that thing.
Bryson hitting 173. Swing and a miss. 0-1. I think he's 44th start of the year is Bryson Stott. Down and away, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Boy, Duvall's playing deep, isn't he, and right?
He sure is.
Of course, he does have a good arm, but better be real good.
And a line drive, base hit it to right field. That'll score Didi. An RBI single for Bryson Stott. It's a 2-1 game. That's 4 straight hits for the Phillies.
Yes, it is.
500th career run for Didi Gregorius.
Congratulations, Didi. Yeah, the bad thing about that base hit right there by Bryson Stott is he hit it too hard to get Bohm to third.
That was a nice swing.
Yeah, beautiful swing, but you saw Bohm had to hesitate just in case Arcia might have a play on that ball. I think I'd bunt.
I was thinking about that because he does run well and he's a good bunter. Well, with those 2 runs the Phillies scored, text first base to 40384 to receive a valuable offer from Giant Food Stores, the official grocery store of the Phils. He does bunt at it and pulls the bat head back, and it's 1-0. You know, if he bunts it up the third base line, he could beat this out because Riley is even with the bag at third. Olson's basically even with the bag at first.
He wasn't bunting, but that would have been a tough pitch to bunt right there. That's a pop-up bunt if you ever seen one.
That one's out toward right center field. On the run is Duvall. He's not going to get there. It's a one-hop off the scoreboard. Bohm scores. Stott's being waved around third. Here's the throw to the plate on one hop. It gets by Darno, and Stott scrambles back to hit the plate to score the run. It's a two-run double for Vierling.
Bunt that. This is more like it.
This is more like it. Success with runners in scoring position and beyond.
Yeah, that ball hit perfectly. Hit off that chain link and just died where Duvall had to go get it. Dusty with a great read at third base to see that. Now, Darno comes up with it. He might be out, but you're forcing the Braves to make a play there. And they couldn't execute it. And you got a little 4-1 lead, still no outs.
Yeah, it's 4-1 Phillies. Top of the order is up. Schwarber flat out to left center his first time up. And he takes inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, that throw, that Darno comes up with that. Stott's out by a lot, but I don't know what that hit that bounced up that high.
I don't know, but Bryson did something as he slid in. I don't know if he was just catching his breath or what. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That is a long run, but well worth it.
Two and one. "23 pitches this inning for Ian Anderson.
And ain't recorded an out yet.
Two and two. Decided to throw another changeup.
Yeah, he's got Kyle on pull mode trying to get Vierling to third base. Yeah, he's using that aggressiveness against him, throwing that changeup away, and that's just, look, you know, put it in play. Yeah, I mean, that fly ball he hit the first inning would get Vierling over. You ain't got to try to pull it.
Had a called strike 3. Bottom of the zone with a changeup. Throwing a lot of changeups to Schwarber. And 1 out here in the second. And that'll bring Rhys Hoskins up. Statcast 3D. I guess a little bit of the baseball got the bottom of the line.
Go either way with that one. That just didn't go the right way.
Pulled on the ground, foul. And Riley picks it.
The iPads are out, baby.
Powell checking out that last pitch. On the inside corner, a lot of changeups in this inning, right?
It doesn't look like he has great command of his fastball. Trying to figure it out, Tom, as he goes.
Three and two. Barely takes his lead off second, and Reese fouls it.
Not a very good effort by Dusty down there at third.
I think he's fine with it, though.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, he was going to kick it, then he thought, eh.
Inside, ball four. Reese draws a walk. And now first and second with one out. And it brings Castellanos up. That's a 7-pitch at bat. Rick Kratitz is going to head out. And the Braves are going to get somebody up and loosening in the bullpen.
Yeah, I would say they better.
Last outing, he went 4 innings. He allowed 4 earned runs and 6 hits. Kyle still going over that last at bat. Wonder if he knows he doesn't have his hat on. Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Cruz starts to warm up. Jesus Cruz.
You didn't think he was going to get it himself, right? I mean, you got to send a coach to get that back.
Castellanos singled off the glove of Austin Riley his first time up. So he's 1 for 1. That one's hit well out to right center field. Duvall's going back to the scoreboard. It is gone! 3-run opposite field home run for Castellanos. It's his first one in the month of June, and it comes on the final day of the month. 7-1 Phillies. Whew. That's got to feel good.
Oh, it's got to feel great, but it's got to feel good to not only the guys in the dugout, but the Phillies fans who came to watch this game tonight, because it has been a struggle for Nick. But that's the thing you like. That pitch was middle in, but he stayed on it, and he has that kind of power that way. That is a beautiful sign. You know who's breathing easiest right now? DD.
Yeah, it could be.
All right, Derek Hall, you might as well get yours now.
Been a month since Castellanos' last homer, and that was a thing of beauty. 2 balls and 1 strike to Derek Hall. Hall flat out to left field his first time up. Last night, he just kept peppering Phil Gosselin at second base.
The goose was loose last night.
2-1 pitch, bounced on the ground to first, gobbled up by Olsen. Now that's only 2 outs, and the 10th man to bat in this inning. JT Realmuto coming up. Talking to Kevin Long. Kevin and Jason Camilli, Phillies hitting coaches, they worked hard to try to get Castellanos rolling.
He's always been an important part of the offense, but now with Bryce and Segura both out, it becomes vital that he gets hot. Okay. Keep it going. Don't let him breathe. Make Brian Snitker use every bullpen piece they have.
Absolutely. 1 ball, 1 strike to JT, who started this rally with a leadoff single. He came around to score. 7 runs have scored in the inning for the Phils.
We ain't done yet.
Low, 2-1. Out to right field. It's not deep. Duvall comes sprinting in, and he's there to make the catch, and the side is retired. What a productive inning it was for the Phils. 7 runs on 6 hits, 42 pitches for Ian Anderson, and Nick Castellanos homered for the first time in June. It's been the first time in a month for Nick. Opposite way, 3-run shot, 7-1. Phillies on top. John?
So what, you bet $1 million you can win 3 cents?
Yeah, pretty much.
We're in then. Let's do it.
Let's go to the top of the 3rd. And Dansby Swanson, he flied out to center field his first time up. And a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Well, Aaron got no run support his last time out, so this is a little bit better than that time. That was a game where his brother drove in the game-winning run, drove in the only run, as the Padres won that game 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike to Swanson, hitting .382 in his last 33 games. And a bit low, 2-1. Aaron slipped there for a second. Looked like he may have slipped.
Uh-oh. I didn't like the fact that he was flexing his left leg after he fixed the dirt with the right. See, he's doing it again. Oh, no.
Here's that slip on the previous pitch. Oh, he slipped all right.
Hyperextended his knee a little bit, too.
Three and 1 to Dansby Swanson. Swing and a miss, 3-2. So the last time out, he gives up the RBI single to Austin, his older brother. Phillies lose the game 1-0 to the Padres. It's the first time since that a brother had a game-winning hit against a brother since the Negro brothers. Phil did it against Joe. Joe was a good hitter.
Yeah. So was Phil, apparently.
Bounced foul.
Nuxie.
I think they both had that nickname.
Nah, there's only one Nuxie. Joe was Nuxie light.
Balls and 2 strikes. Popped up near the Phillies dugout. JT's going to give it a look. It's going to be back a few rows off that guy's bare hand.
Looked like JT got tightened up with the hair today, huh?
It does look like he's tightened up.
I'd get a haircut again tomorrow if you're going to drop a 7 spot on him in the second.
Swing and a miss. That is a beauty of a curve. 3 strikeouts for Nola.
Yeah, that was a nice late sharp break.
Time for our Citizen Stats leaders. Citizens, the official bank of the Phils. Strikeout to walk ratio. Aaron is numero uno, with Shane McClanahan of the Rays number 2. Gosman, Tyone, and Max Fried. Darno splashes one foul off the chalk, and it's 0-1. Aaron is now second in the National League in strikeouts, behind Corbin Burns. He has 112. Burns has 119. Nice comfortable hop for Bryson Stott. 2 outs. Yeah, that'll bring Matt Olson up. Beat the heat this summer. Fans 14 and under will receive a cooling headband courtesy of PJP when the Phils host the Cardinals at Citizens Bank Park Saturday at 4:05. Order your tickets today at Phillies.com. He might have needed that cooling headband today. It was hot.
It's warm. It's warm in the booth tonight.
Yeah, it is warm in the booth.
Maybe that's where you got your tan. You do look tan today.
I feel tan today.
I wouldn't go George Hamilton tan, but I mean, it's pretty admirable.
I don't really want to go George Hamilton tan.
No. You don't want to spray it on and look orange?
No.
No.
I mean, I could, but no.
I never understood that.
Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Spray on tan. Like, how lazy can you be? You can't go out on your deck and lay out there for 30 minutes and get some sun. No, let's go get spray painted.
1 ball and 1 strike to Olson. There's a strike at the knees, 1-2. Fouled away. Matt Olson, we mentioned this during this series. So he has 31 doubles, the first Atlanta Braves hitter to have 30 or more doubles before the All-Star break. It's a pretty incredible number. And then you look at the extra base hits, 43. Tied for first in the National League, and he waves at that one. No matter here. That's 4 strikeouts for Aaron Nola. His curveball's dancing tonight. 1, 2, 3. Got another big bag of chips.
Yeah, I mean, you can't change things up.
No. Here's Jesus Cruz, who will take over as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Ian Anderson lasted 2 innings tonight. 7 hits, 7 runs. Struck out just the 1 batter. He didn't have it tonight, John.
No, he did not. But, you know, you could say a guy doesn't have it, but you still have to hit it when he throws it. And the Phillies hit it in that 2nd inning really well. Tell you what, you might want to look into forgetting the outs every inning if they're going to drop a 7 spot on him in the bottom half.
Didi takes high. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Does he feel better now, you think?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's still going to be upset because, you know, it's not like making an error, like a physical error.
Right.
And Aaron gets a unearned run. That's an earned run to Aaron. And I, look, he's happy that they scored the 7. He's hoping let's score some more, secure a victory here. But yeah, I'm sure he's going to feel bad for Aaron for a while.
1 ball and 1 strike to Didi Gregorius.
You see how it affected Aaron last inning?
Not much affects Aaron.
No.
There's a 1-hopper scorched over to first. Boy, Olsen could really field his position. So 1 away. This is our All-State Mayhem moment. So Aaron Nola is working out of a bases-loaded jam. He gets the double play ball, but Didi forgets the outs, and they get just 1. And then he realizes it. Riley scores. But it was only 1.
Only 1.
Because Aaron was able to get the next out.
Yep. And then the boys dropped a 7 spot on Ian Anderson.
Bouncer over to third. And Austin Riley throws across the diamond. 2 outs.
Tell you what, he is smooth over there, isn't he? Can you not hear me?
I can hear you. He is smooth.
No acknowledgement. You're ignoring me. Hey, I get it. I made fun of your son last night, but come on.
No, that was okay. I like that.
And that other kid was with him was a closer, huh?
Yeah.
What's the name of that school?
The College of New Jersey.
College of New Jersey, yeah.
On the inside corner, and it's 0-1. At the knees, and it's 0-2.
They're just resting this inning, Tom. Reloading. Strenuous scoring 7 in an inning.
They're pacing themselves.
Yeah,
now,
they
John.
are.
Yeah, the dirt, 1-2.
There he is.
Got his blues on. Hit foul off to the left and out of play.
Have you ever been down in the Fanatics dressing room?
I have. He's got a lot of stuff down there.
He got a lot of woolite. He got a lot of woolite too. He got a whole closet stacked with woolite. Well, I couldn't imagine what they went through on turf. How hot that was.
Yeah, it carried up through the costume.
Oh.
2-2.
He used to come in. The vet put bags of ice
all around his fur.
Inside.
Matt Veerling waits on deck.
He only doubled.
Pop foul over the third base dugout and out of play, and it remains 3-2. Bryson Stott is an RBI and a run scored today. Fouls it away behind home plate. It remains 3-2. Aaron Nola, 3 innings so far, 1 run.
It's nervous. I wish I had that heartbeat.
It is pretty incredible.
Oh my gosh.
And low, ball 4. And that'll bring Matt Veerling up.
I mean, do you agree that we probably have the most laid-back starting staff?
Yeah, there's an intensity, a competitive intensity, but they don't show it.
No. All right, Matt. Might as well drive him in. We haven't scored this inning yet.
Outside, 1-0.
I know one thing. I'm not saying anything like I did when they played the Mets, and the Mets scored, what, 7 in that one inning?
Yes.
I will not mention anything about the game.
Not until it's over.
Nope.
Do it on the post-game show.
Maybe not even then. I just want those guys to be happy over there. We know one is. The other two.
Metza.
I'm not so sure that happy's in the vocabulary. Maybe today.
Outside, 3 balls and no strikes.
Take a walk and a bomb. Schwarber.
Yeah, Kyle is in the on-deck circle. At the knees, and it's 3-1. Runner goes, pitches, taken for a strike, throw to second, not in time. Bryson Stott with his 3rd stolen base. You know, the Phillies have a runner in scoring position with 2 men down.
A heck of a jump. I mean, Darno throwing from his knees still had no shot. Look at that jump that Bryson Stott had. Look how easily he stole that base. Nothing Darno could do. He threw from his knees, made a pretty good throw. He was too big a jump.
Outside, ball 4. So back-to-back walks by Cruz. Now through the 4th of July, don't miss Wawa Welcome America. Enjoy free family-friendly fun, plus a free concert on the Parkway featuring Ava Max, Tori Kelly, and Jason Derulo. Celebrate our nation's history at Wawa Welcome America. Kyle Schwarber's 0 for 2, 1 for 9 in the series. At the knees at 94, and it's 0-1.
Not sure Kyle agreed with that one.
Check this swing, doesn't matter, called a strike, 0-2.
Did you call that on the swing?
I think he called it on the pitch.
I think he did too.
Yeah.
I think Schwarber asked him, though, did you call that on the swing?
And a high fly ball deep to right field. Forget about it. Another 3-run home run for the Phils.
Might as well finish off June like you started it.
Seriously, 12 home runs in the month of June for Kyle Schwarber. And the Phillies lead it 10-1. Boy, that is a sweet swing.
Yes, it sure is. And I tell you, it was interesting how they pitched to him. They threw fastballs down that he questioned whether they were strikes or not. And then I don't know why they would think to go up. That is just amazing what this man has done in the month of June.
Well, 1 ball, no strikes now to Reese.
Cardinals pitchers are probably thinking, oh, good, June's over. almost over. But the rest of the young men in the Phillies lineup are starting to swing it too.
Swing and a miss, 2-1.
And we talked about the bottom of the order, how they've been struggling to score runs, produce runs, but tonight they've been really good. 2 at-bats for Stott and Vierling. 2 runs scored each. RBIs for both, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Stott got the RBI in the second. Vierling got 2 in the second.
You think Vierling is saying, you know what, I want this center field job?
And a towering blast deep to left field, out toward the pole. It is gone! Back-to-back home runs with Schwarber. The Phillies are busting it open here in the third. It's 11-1.
Well, this is fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. 15 home runs for Reese. Phillies have got back-to-back for the 4th time this year. Boom, says Garrett Stubbs. And Castellanos, who is 2 for 2 with a 3-run home run, is up for the 3rd time in as many innings.
Yeah, keep it like you've been, Nick. Don't try to do too much with 2 outs and no one on base. Just take your normal swing. Keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling. Outside, 1-2. Swing and a miss. Castellanos strikes out. The inning is over, but again, it was productive for the Phils. They scored 4 runs. They got a 3-run home run from Kyle Schwarber, and then a solo shot by Rhys Hoskins. 3-run blasts. They are a thing of beauty. That was a long one from Schwarber. And then, after the celebration settled down just a little bit, Rhys Hoskins followed with a solo shot. It's 11-1 Phillies as we go to the top of the 4th. Riley will lead things off. Riley singled and scored his first time up.
And that's all Aaron's given him so far.
And a first pitch outside, 1 ball and no strikes to Riley. Aaron, over his last 4 starts before today, a 0.90 ERA, 30 strikeouts. Swing and a miss, 1-1. You know, a lot of those strikeouts come on that pitch there, the curveball, but he's also, I think he's throwing it more tonight than he normally does early in the game. But it's the fastball that sets everything up, and it's been so crisp this entire year.
And it's fluctuated, 92, 95, 96 sometimes, but it's the command of it.
And there has to be that late movement on it that's causing the issues for the hitters.
I hate to see it for the hitters. I hope you don't look at the scoreboard and say, whoa, wait a second, 11 runs, or is that 1-1? They haven't scored much for him.
No, they haven't. Think about the last game. They lost 1-0. He got a no decision in the previous 2 games. They won those. They scored 5 runs combined. He did get a 10-0 victory at Milwaukee.
That's right.
On the 8th of June.
Pounded the Brew Crew. You ever gone down there where they store all the beer?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, it's luxury. It is. It's truly luxurious. You know who took me down there?
Bob Uecker.
Absolutely.
Hits sharply right at Stott. He backhands, and the second baseman throws across the diamond. 4-3 on the putout. One away. The MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Citizens Bank Park. Buy and manage game tickets, unlock offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Uke was leaving, getting in his sports car, right, when he took you down there? His Corvette?
No, he gave me a tour of the whole ballpark.
Oh, did he?
Oh yeah, took me out to the slide. And he didn't go down. They made me go down though.
Oh, you did go down?
Oh my gosh, I was frightened.
You know, Larry went down that one time, and he almost he nearly kept on going.
I think I tore half my rear end off hitting that rubber thing at the bottom. I thought it would stop. You don't stop.
Got to stop yourself.
I didn't know that. They didn't give me instructions on how to slide down a slide. But man, I mean, I got up after that, and my skin was stuck to my pants. So I had to go in the big cooler.
Oh, one pitch hit well out to left center field. Veerling is there, and he makes the catch. 2 outs here in the fourth. And here is Contreras. Reached out an infield hit his first time up. There's Cruz toweling off. He's going to get a second inning here. Good breaking ball. 0-1.
Well, I don't know what the pitch limit is for Cruz, right?
Yep.
But
he may hit it and go beyond it.
He could possibly suck up a few innings for the Braves.
One ball, one strike. Change up inside, 2-1. Tried it again.
Oh. That gentleman there in the first row in the Hall of Fame club just saved that young lady beside him.
Yeah, he
that
did.
Thing was coming right at her.
It was spinning.
He one hand stuck that thing. Odell Beckham Jr. like. PJ Tucker, huh?
Sounds that way.
Tell you what, that could. You know, I don't know how much PJ Tucker has left, but I would tell you this: just watching him play, he don't take a lot of, you know what, from people.
You get some of those games down where you are, right?
I think, yeah, all of them. Well, I got the NBA package. I watch the Sixers every time they play. Me and my daughter sit there. She'll put on her, what is it, Phantom of the Opera. whatever shirt that Embiid when he had the mask on
Right.
a few years ago.
Swing and a miss. 5 strikeouts for Nola. He's retired 9 consecutive hitters. We'll head to the bottom. It's got part gas, part electric.
Get good gas mileage, I think. Or
Yeah,
good
you do.
Is it gas mileage? How do they say that?
Get gas mileage.
Just good mileage.
Good mileage overall. There it is right there. You designed it, John. Why don't you just press the button and say add 1?
Add to cart.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want black though.
I think that's navy.
Well, I told Jeff to get black.
Okay, he did say that is black. I thought he got navy. That's my bad.
But I have a black car.
Yeah.
And I think black cars are the nicest looking cars there are. They're very sleek.
Outside.
But when you're a chronically lazy human being like myself, you have to take one down to Florida about every once or twice a week to get them clean.
Swing and a fly ball to deep right field. Derek Hall's first hit in the big leagues is a home run. Derek Hall, hitless last night, hitless in his first 2 at-bats tonight, and he launches a home run into right center field, and he is all smiles. His wife Ashley is soaking it in. How sweet it is. It's a 12-1 game. What a tremendous moment. The home run hitter in the minor leagues hits a home run for his first major league hit.
Feet never touch the ground except to touch the bases.
Just kind of floating around the bases. JT hits it into foul territory on the first base side. Matt Olson is over, and he makes the catch. All right, so that gentleman has the baseball. We'll see what he gets to give that baseball to Derek Hall. What a swing.
Oh, that is beautiful. And you know what? That's a short stroke, too. I mean, he should have success with that swing. That is a strong human. Well, congratulations, Derek. Happy for you, man. That is awesome.
That'll bring tears to your eyes if you're part of his family. Look at the smile on his face. He is such a good dude. I think you probably got that from the articles that have been written the last couple days. Kind of what we talked about yesterday.
Well, I was doing something up in Reading a couple years ago when he was there, and Alec Bohm was there. Went in the batting cage and just hung out, watched, talked, And I thought to myself, man, these kids they get it, man. They're nice guys. I mean, they're nice kids. Like there's a lot of times when you walk, go into a ballpark or something, a minor league ballpark, like some of the players act like, who's this guy?
Mm-hmm.
These guys were like asking questions. We were talking hitting. We were talking, hitting philosophies and stuff. I enjoyed it.
Ball's hit sharply out of shortstop. Dansby Swanson is up with it. And he throws out Didi Gregorius, 6-3 on the putout.
Yeah, baby. Savor that thing until for about another 15-20 minutes when you got to do it again.
And listen, every hit, every time it's the first major league hit, it's exhilarating.
Yes.
Matt Vierling, I think, was a bunt single, and that was exhilarating. But when you're a home run hitter, because he is a home run hitter in the minor leagues, to hit a home run is your first major league hit.
That smile ain't leaving that face, Tommy. That is outstanding.
Alec Bohm takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes. He's only the 3rd Philly ever to make his major league debut as a cleanup hitter.
And the first one in a while. Right?
1939 was the last time.
Yeah.
That was LeGrand Scott. Howie Gorman did it in 1937.
The Gormster.
Ball's popped up to the right of home plate. And Darno is under it, makes the catch. Side is retired, but a little individual history for Derek Hall. His first major league hit is a solo home run. Long ball Hall has number 1 in the books. 12-1 Phils as we go to the 5th. 12-1 Phillies are on top. Derek Hall launched a home run for his first major league hit. And as John said, he's still kind of floating in the dugout.
Yeah, he's going to be for a long time. He's going to go back to wherever he's staying. I don't know, is he staying with someone or is he staying at a hotel or whatever, wherever. He's going to go back, and he's going to have trouble sleeping for a while, but once he falls asleep, man, he's going to sleep well.
The ball takes a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, there ain't no one warming up in the bullpen, Mr. Cruz. You're going to be eating some innings.
Opposite way, Castellanos will play it on a couple of hops. So Duvall's aboard with leadoff single here in the 5th inning. It's the first hit for the Braves since the 2nd.
So I just got a text message. Apparently, the guy that batted cleanup in 1937 and Derek Hall have the same birthday.
I think it was 39. They have the same birthday.
Years, but
yeah. Yep.
Who's 39? What are you talking about?
I think it's the guy who batted cleanup in 39 and Derek Hall have the same birthday.
I mean, you got the gist of it, though, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Thanks, Alex Trebek, for correcting me on that wrong answer. But that's what I got from my friend, and he's, you know, he's intelligent, but he has moments of stupidity, really locked in. And he's listening to the game, so I'm probably sure I'm going to get another text with.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
No, just by me calling him not very smart. He has glimmers. He's like an inconsistent hitter. He'll go 3 for 4 one night with his brain.
Your buddy does?
Yeah, and then, like, you know, 0 for 20, 0 for 30.
Do you pick your spots with him?
Well, no. No, no.
No balls and 2 strikes to Arcia. 1-2. I told somebody your theory on the cleanup hitter batting cleanup today on a radio show, and they thought it was kind of interesting. Because I had never thought about that, but I think it's a good thought on your part. He's very smart.
Yeah, well, you know, every once in a while you fall into one. No, I just know by, you know, personally.
Pulled over to third, charging his Bohm. He'll go to first, and he'll get Arcia. And 1 out here in the 5th inning.
I just know by experience that, you know, when I finally got to start some games, I was still hitting whether it was 3rd, 4th, or 5th, but I was hitting in the middle of the lineup because that's where I was so happy when I saw the line, like, oh, I was getting my first start of my career, and I think I was hitting, I might have been hitting 5th, and I said, at least I know it's a position I've hit before in the minor leagues. So, you know, if they'd have hit me like 8th, I thought they don't think a whole lot of me.
Yeah, so it creeps into your head.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss by Harris. Well, the last guy to have a home run with his first hit in the Phillies uniform was Mitch Walding back in September of 2018.
He was a lefty too, wasn't he?
He was a lefty. A 1 pitch. And it's 1-1. Well, you did say that you were listening to talk radio, and they said he'll get his first hit. It'll be a home run, and it'll be 12-1.
12-1. They just thought that the Braves were winning 12-0 when he hit it.
Oh,
yeah, that's what they were saying.
That.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad they were wrong.
Oh gosh, can you imagine? It's that one we have on in the office. I don't know. I'm not sure how to turn it off.
Was it the pregame, the pre-pregame show?
Was it Murph?
I don't think it was Murph.
No, Murph wouldn't do that. Murph loves his Phillies. And we love having him back.
Yeah, we do.
You know, my son said he wanted to come to a game and just to come see Murph.
Why don't you have Murph go visit him? He's got nothing going on.
St. Joe's. Going to Villanova. They might not let him in.
That's true.
They might not let him on campus. Maybe my son can meet him somewhere.
1-2.
Last time I went up there, we took him. Me and him went to a ramen.
There's Murph. Murph on a scooter.
Is that Denver?
I think it's Kansas City. He had to go into Tiffany's. Uh-oh.
Yeah, they'll let that scooter in there in Tiffany's. Nothing expensive in there.
With Murph driving it.
Yeah, no kid. And we went to some ramen place up at up near Villanova. Man, was that good. I want to go back.
That ball's hit out to center field. Veerling's on the run, back toward the wall, and it is gone.
That's a big time pop right
Sure
there.
is.
Wow.
Fourth home run for Michael Harris on the year, his rookie year. It's a 12-3 game. It's the first home run that Aaron's allowed in 5 games. So it's a 12-3 ball game.
Yeah, look at Aaron. Look, watch Aaron right after he threw this pitch. That supposed to be a 2-seamer. It started at Harris, his hip, and come back on the inside, and it started on the inside part of the plate and broke out over the center of the plate, and he just put a charge in it.
And Dansby Swanson lines one out to left, but it's right at Schwarber. And he makes the catch, 2 outs. And here's Travis d'Arnaud.
He's got a chance of being an all-star, doesn't he, d'Arnaud?
I think so. I think the problem would be, as that ball's pulled foul, would be some of the other catchers, but his numbers and this stretch that he's had, where he's been on base safely in 18 straight.
What catchers? What other catchers? 'Cause I don't.
I think Contreras' brother, kid from the Cubs.
Yeah, Wilson.
But yeah, I think that he has. I think he definitely has a chance to be there.
That'd be nice. He just seems like a fun-loving guy.
And he's been solid for them.
Yeah. Tell you what, he hadn't met a fastball he doesn't like.
Yeah, that is true. Batting in the number 2 spot, partly because of Acuna Jr. being on the shelf, although he is back.
He's here.
Yeah, he hit one over the center field wall.
Yeah.
And BP today. Here's the 0-2 pitch to d'Arnaud. Bouncer left side. Alec Boehm's got it on the glove side. And in time. Siden's retired. 2-run home run, but the Phillies have a 9-run lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th. This is a cool moment right here, Derek Hall. He knew it too. Well, he's hit so many home runs in the minor leagues, he knows when they're gone.
Yeah, there's no doubt when he hits it off the barrel with any elevation at all, there's a good chance that baby's going to be a souvenir. I was so happy for him too, man. That's awesome.
It's funny. He's looking back. He's like, okay, where did it go? Who has it? And how can we get it back?
Oh, they're going to get it. He might have to come up with some stuff, but I'm sure he won't mind.
Well, here is Bryson Stott. As we begin the bottom of the 5th inning, it's a 12-3 game. And Cruz delivers. Inside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. The ball's pulled through the hole on the right side. That's 3 times he's been on base tonight.
Bottom of the order, man. I always say, if you get production out of the bottom of the order, you're going to score a lot of runs. And that's exactly what they're doing tonight. Stott, Bierling. Now that was a nice swing. We've seen him take some indifferent swings. We've seen him take some really good swings. That was one of the really good ones. Look at this one.
Darren O'Day.
They look like combat boots he had on.
They do look uncomfortable, don't they?
Look how they look like Johnny Unitas. Oh, number 19.
Man can sling it. 1 ball, no strikes to Bierling. Fouls it back. And it's 1-1. Ground ball out to shortstop. Bierling runs well. This will be tough to record a double play. And Bierling is safe on the back end. 6-4 on the put out at second base. And a fielder's choice. Back to the top of the order for Kyle Schwarber. Come for the ball game and leave with an all-star souvenir. Kids 14 and under will receive a Pico Zach Wheeler replica jersey when the Phils host the Cubs at Citizens Bank Park on Sunday, July 24th at 12:05. Secure your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Jersey Day is always a great one.
And they're nice.
They are nice.
You know, it's not just like a T-shirt with Wheeler's name on it, number. They're really nice, like a mesh.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. You and I went to a lot of games when we were younger, and we'd get the giveaways, and they'd be ripped or done with by the time you got home.
We used to try to go. My dad would take his brother to a bat day. Now, this one they gave out like real wooden bats. They weren't like the little plastic things they do now. You know, a little wooden bat that's about 12 inches long.
Right.
These were bats. My dad's like, this might not end well, but he took us every year. Apparently, he didn't want it to end well for one of us.
I remember getting those with my brothers, and they would be broken almost immediately in our backyard, but they were still cool.
Wood screws and electric tape, man.
Outside corner.
I used a bat all through high school to I think my junior year. Halfway through, it finally got destroyed. It was a Jackie Robinson model bat. It had so many wood screws and electrical tape on it. I mean,
and nobody said anything.
It looked like an unmade bed when I took it up to home plate, but I loved hitting with it because the aluminum bats back then, all the handles were really skinny. But this thing had like the handle on this bat was as big as the barrel on the aluminum bats. I thought it would give me a better chance.
And nobody said anything. You just kept bringing the same bat up there.
Yep.
Do you ever feel like the wood screws and the tape helped it at all?
Like a steroid, like it's on steroids?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think when it's got cracked that many times there was good buoyancy left in that thing.
2-2 pitch. Check swing.
I remember the first aluminum bat I ever used was in Little League, and it was made by the Reynolds Wrap Company.
Really?
Reynolds Wrap made the first aluminum bat, at least the one I ever used. But I never heard of Louisville. And
I think my first one was in Easton.
yeah, but you're young. Yeah, it was a Reynolds aluminum bat.
Fly ball out to right field. It's not that deep. Duvall is over toward the line. He's under it. And he makes the catch. Back to first base goes Vierling. And 2 outs here in the 5th inning. I remember the first bat I had was a green Easton, green lettering.
Yeah, silver with green.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I had a black one with gold lettering. And that one I used the green one in high school and the black one when I played summer ball in college. Brian Snitker's going to make a pitching change. Here at the bottom of the 5th inning, Rhys Hoskins is coming up. Cloud gives us a look at the 4 home runs that were hit tonight. Schwarber's the longest at 420.
Hey, yeah, you what? You add those babies up, you're doing some. You got some distance there.
Rhys's was hit pretty good down the
Yeah,
left field line.
I thought so too.
He takes outside, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
So if he had on number 19, if O'Day had on number 19.
They are kind of weird looking.
Yeah, flat top.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they're similar to the ones that Ranger wore last night, but they're just black.
Yeah. But like, when you watch basketball, right?
Yeah.
Back in the early 80s.
Those are like Rangers, but they're just black.
Yeah. But like in the early 80s, right?
Right.
So you watch the Celtics play the Lakers, and you see the Lakers with the sleek, Magic with his Converse, and then you look at the Celtics, all black shoes. And they look slow as hell, the Celtics did.
2 balls, 1 strike. Pulled on the ground, shortstop. Dansby Swanson has it. He'll go over to first. Yeah, that will wrap up this 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and a man left. We have played 5. The Phillies are up by 9 as we head to the 6th.
My gosh.
Look at that. He got that over at Bulls, I think, in that area. The boardwalk eats.
We were at Disney a few years ago. This is when my family allowed me to go. They have since canned me from that trip because, and I quote, "When you get miserable, which you do, you make the rest of us miserable, so just stay home." Okay, I'll play golf. But I last time I went, I was walking around with one of them big old turkey legs.
Yeah. Alec Boehm, hair flowing, makes the catch.
I don't ride rides. Scared to death of rides. I just walk around and watch the kids go on rides and stuff. It's kind of
with a turkey leg.
With a turkey leg.
Had to be greasy, right?
Oh. Oops. Yeah, but you know what shirt they gave me to wear the first day?
Grumpy?
Yep. Like, you all.
It's not nice.
No, I mean, I've done my best trying to raise you all.
Not nice.
Just treat me poorly. It's all right. Maybe I'll go up to that ramen place by myself.
And enjoy it.
I'll show him. I got the udon noodles. They're thicker.
Thicker, yep.
And they didn't have forks, so I had to use chopsticks.
How'd that go?
You talk about the turkey leg was a lot cleaner on my shirt than the udon noodles.
Throw some chicken in there?
Beef.
Nice.
But the broth, oh my gosh. Broth was unbelievable. But apparently, according to Stockton, we're supposed to be locked into the game. not be able to tell stories and talk to each other like we're friends.
Lock her in. Oh, 0-2. Outside 1-2. A little bit of a grunt from Aaron on that one.
Yeah. Is he is Stockton College the one in New Jersey or the one in California?
New Jersey, down in South Jersey.
Yeah, my daughter went to a volleyball camp there. Oh gosh, she was, oh my, I can't even think, 6th, 7th grade maybe, 7th. They moved her up with the 18-year-olds. And they told her after, said, whenever you decide to go to college, we'd like to talk to you. So that was nice of them.
Little dribbler foul.
Spin back.
Austin Riley today is 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. He's also grounded out. Braves head to Cincinnati after this. Phillies will welcome in the Cardinals, who should already be in town.
Goldschmidt.
He's having an MVP kind of year.
Yeah. Well, you thought the first month Arenado was the leader in the clubhouse, and then Goldschmidt just said, "I'll take over this." Look at this.
A broken back roller into shallow right field for Riley.
Well, that's a beautiful thing. If you're Riley, but you know, not so much for Aaron.
Sounded like he cracked his bat on that one.
I think he's got a couple of those hits, right? Broken bat.
Yeah.
2 hits today with broken bat.
He had the one in the second inning. Ozuna also had a jam shot in the second inning.
And then Contreras had the swing and bunt. And when you thought, oh boy, this might not be our night, but then, you know, Didi forgot the outs to let a run score, and then you're thinking, oh boy, this is ugly. But them bats woke up.
They sure did. 12 runs on 11 hits for the Phillies in this game.
I don't understand that guys put all that pine tar on their bat. I get it. I used to like the unfinished bat with the pine tar because when you look down at the bat, it looked like all you could see was barrel. But the way that like this pine tar, if you don't use a lot of rosin, it's like motor oil.
So it's just slick.
Yeah. Like you got to load up the rosin once you put that much pine tar on your bat. I had one in spring training, my first big league spring training. I had that bat perfect. Like there was so much pine tar on it, Tom, that I knew exactly where to hold the bat because my fingerprints were indented in it, in the handle. And I held it the same for the whole spring. It had a great spring and then broke it.
What was the longest you think you had a bat before it broke? Because you would switch things pretty quickly, right? If you didn't like it.
I used the same bat pretty much my whole career. Like every once in a while I grab a pitcher's bat if I was struggling, just because I didn't want to ruin mine. But Greg Nettle tried to get me to use an S44. It was like, you played stickball, right, as a kid? That's how big it was. It felt like a broomstick. Oh, give it to
call.
him.
Strike three. Ozuna says it was down. 6 strikeouts for Aaron Nola.
Tell you what, give Alex Tosi some credit for not throwing him out. That was close.
It was close. StatCast 3D shows it was a little below the strike zone.
Maybe that's why he didn't kick him out.
right, so now Contreras with 2 away. And he takes strike 1. I think he's telling him it was down 2.
I mean, you're down 12-3. There's not a lot to be happy about.
Oh, 2. All-star finalists for the National League designated hitter, Bryce Harper and William Contreras. So we're on to phase 2 of the voting, which will begin on Tuesday.
You don't have the punch-out ballots anymore, do they?
No, it's all on computer.
Oh,
Vote 5 times a day.
oh, you can?
Yeah.
Huh.
Ball gets away from JT. Not too far, though.
Didn't someone ask you on social media that if Bryce gets named the All-Star team, does he have to go?
No, they asked what would happen.
Yeah, what would happen? It's like a pitcher, right? That pitches on Sunday that can't pitch in the All-Star game?
Yeah, they would go. They would probably go to Contreras.
Yeah.
As the starter.
But Bryce would probably go, tip his hat when they announce his name, and then fly to Vegas. Short trip.
I will say that, you know, and I know he's hurt and he's not going to play. I would say keep voting for him because it is still an honor to be the first.
First National League DH.
The first National League DH.
And a vote.
Did a vote, right. Because the next guy is going to go.
Yeah.
But you can still have the designation of being the first.
And I don't want to nitpick, but I'm sure there's a bonus involved.
Yeah, there might be. I didn't even think about that part. 1-2 to Contreras with a runner at first base. Checks his swing, 2-2.
Hello.
And while you're voting, you might as well pop open a Yingling.
Tell you what, it's the best way to work a computer. Drunk.
By the way, that is a great jersey. The salute to service jersey that he's wearing.
We should get those and wear them one day.
That's a cool jersey.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the ones we're wearing when?
Saturday. New golf shirts on Saturday.
Yeah.
That are available at the New Era Team store.
That's right. I'll be there tomorrow.
1-2, right? You'll be there? Or 2-3. What is it?
I hope it's 2-3 because I need to get some sleep.
Two to three tomorrow, Johnny.
2-3. That's good. I can get another hour's sleep. If I can get an hour, I'd be happy.
Runner will go. 3-2 pitch. And on the inside corner, strike 3 called. 7 strikeouts for Nola as he gets the last 2 guys looking. That was a better pitch than the one Ozuna was called out on. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Middle of the 6th inning. 12-3 Phillies. He was doing the PA for a youth football game. And Frank Wren heard him do the PA and invited him to try out to be the Atlanta Braves public address announcer. That's how he got the job. And Casey unfortunately passed away in his sleep earlier today. And our condolences go out to his family, his wife, his 2 kids, and the entire Braves fan base, because this is a difficult time.
Yes.
Phillies held a moment of silence for Casey before the ball game today, which was an unbelievably classy move.
Yep.
Such a shame. Young man too, in his early 50s.
That's what's the hard part to fathom. You know, man goes to sleep and doesn't wake up. 51 years old. Is that what you said? 51?
I think he was in his early 50s. I don't know the exact number, but it was around there. Yeah. Castellanos takes up and away, 1-2 from Darren O'Day.
Darren Unitas. Like Scott Erickson used to wear those, right? Black, all black shoes, all black glove.
Yes. Popped up outside of first. Olsen in foul territory makes the catch. And 1 out. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Pennsylvanians are scratching their way to fun thanks to Pennsylvania Lottery scratch-offs. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Fanatic racing against Gary Martin from Archbishop Wood High School.
Was that a tracksuit he had on?
That the Fanatic had on, yeah. And Gary. Gary ran a sub-4-minute mile, breaking the school record with a time of 3 minutes and 57 seconds for the mile.
And the Fanatic thought to challenge him. Gotta love his enthusiasm about that, but sometimes decisions aren't made very wisely.
No. Gary's going to the University of Virginia next year. Good luck to him.
Cavaliers.
The Wahoos. As Derek Hall, who homered his last time up for his first major league hit.
Is that basketball coach Bennett?
Yes.
For Virginia. Doesn't he look like Mike Lowell?
Yeah, he does a little bit, yeah.
Every time I see him on the sideline, I'm like, oh my God, Mike Lowell's coaching basketball now. He is talented.
Derek Hall down on strikes for the second out.
You got to send me your schedule, basketball schedule, college basketball, so I can watch them.
I had a Virginia game last year.
Why don't you do a game in Florida somewhere? I'll come watch it with you.
I could do one at UCF maybe, Central Florida.
Yeah.
Here's JT.
The Knights.
Maybe USF, that would be closer for you. Florida Gulf Coast, that would be even closer.
Oh, Florida Gulf Coast, 20 minutes. I took my daughter up there to, it's called Hertz Arena now, I think. To Disney on Ice.
Mm-hmm. How'd that go?
Well,
did you wear your grumpy shirt?
No, but it was, I didn't realize, and I should have known that it's ice. It's probably going to be chilly. I froze my rear end off because my daughter got cold. They didn't have the store open to go get sweatshirts. I found a guy that knew me. I don't know how. And he took me into a store. Attaway, JT.
Off the glove of Arcia, base hit.
But he took me into a store and said, here, you want a sweatshirt? So I had whatever their hockey team's name. I had that sweatshirt.
That's great.
So we go down and sit. My daughter's like about a third of the way through. She's like, Dad, it's really cold. I had to take the sweatshirt off and give it to her.
And you couldn't find the guy.
I had on short sleeves.
And you couldn't find the guy to get another one.
Well, we sat on, like, right on the ice. Like, the ice was underneath us. I'm like, oh, my gosh, what an idiot. Ice is usually cold. If it wasn't, it'd be water, right?
It would just be water.
Man, I mean, it was, I froze. I was never so happy to get out of there. Things you do for your kids, Tom.
Absolutely. There's a ground ball foul. Paco grabs it.
We got to get Didi off that no homer thing.
Yeah, no homers since September of last year. The foul.
I got something else tomorrow, too.
Swing and a miss. What do you got tomorrow?
What time's the game?
6 o'clock, John.
Yeah, shoot.
What do you got?
I don't know.
You better figure it out. We head to the 7th. Kelly Leak is hitting some out of the yard.
There he is. No schmags for him.
Giano, Schwarber both have 3-run home runs. Derek Hall's first major league hit is a home run. And Aaron Nola has been front running. 3 earned runs over 6. He has struck out 7. And those guys are enjoying, well, one is enjoying some water ice. The other's enjoying some ice cream. I don't know if they're having a contest to see who will finish first. But I think the one on the left, because he has 2 watches on, is probably going to finish first.
Oh, man, that's going to hurt. They just showed a thing on the board up there between innings of Kurt Schilling striking out 300. That one year he struck out 300.
Yeah. Here's Duvall, who launches one to left, and that's going to be out of the yard. That's his 10th home run, 8th in the month of June. All right, so it's 12-4.
I tell you what, he got off to a slow start when he was in center field. And now that they've brought up Harris, he's moved to a corner, and he just seems like he's found his stroke. Hope you don't have it next week when we play him. We play him next week, right? Or week after?
I think it's a week after. Yeah, because next week we're going to St. Louis, Toronto, and Miami before the All-Star break.
2 in Toronto, huh?
2 in Toronto.
Doesn't seem worth the trip. Go through customs and all that just for 2 games.
Swing and a miss. And Arcia strikes out. Yeah, the Braves are back here at the end of July before the Phillies go to Atlanta. So 1 out. This summer comes the origin story of how the world's greatest supervillain first met his iconic minions. In Minions, The Rise of Gru.
Love the Minions.
Only in theaters tomorrow.
And guess what?
What's that?
I forgot again to look up what a minion was.
You can just go see the movie.
I haven't watched a movie in so long in a theater. They got this place in Naples. It's Silver Spot or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like recliners. Every chair's a recliner.
Oh yeah.
But they have like a restaurant in there that's like really good. Like people go in there just to eat
and don't go to the
movies. They have steaks. They have and they'll bring it to you while you're watching a movie.
There's the 0-2 pitch to Harris. Hits it off the end of the bat foul. I saw Maverick last week in the movie. That was the first time I had been to the movies in over a year. It was great. It was great just being in the theater. And it was a great movie too.
Yeah, but you actually like people.
Right side and backhanded by Reese. He'll take it to the bag. There are 2 outs. And here comes Phil Gosselin, who'll be coming up for the first time. Gosselin played in last night's ball game.
What, they take Swanson out?
Yeah, Dansby was out. They moved Arcia to short.
Tell you what, count your lucky stars. We held him down in this series.
Yeah, he was 0 for 12 in the series.
He came in hot.
There's a strike, and it's 0-1. JT got something in his eye.
Yeah, it's such a nice man. He steps out and lets JT get his eye straight. Malvern Preparatory School for Boys, Tom. That's the way they teach manners. Apparently that was the class that Phil was in and not the Davises. Have you ever met Glenn?
I have. Yep.
Is he big like Ben?
He's not as tall, but he's big, like strong-wise. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Tell you what, that's a tough high school, and you get drafted in the first round. You play 7+ years in the big leagues, and you're still the 3rd, 4th best player at that school.
It is a tough school. Oh, man, he's going to send a text message in a minute. And the 1-2. Just a bit low.
I'll tell you this, though. There's a pecking order with people I've met around baseball. Like Jim Eisenreich, Dale Murphy, just salt-of-the-earth guys. Ben's like that, too.
Yeah, he is.
You know how many times he's texted me just to see how I'm feeling and, let me know how the doctor's appointment went. I mean, it's nice to be loved. And when a 6'5" studly man, I like to, I thought he was a lot hotter when he dyed his hair, but since he's letting it go natural.
Well, distinguished grays all over the place. 2-2 pitch. They appeal, no swing, 3-2. Ben sent you the camper he was going to buy you today.
I know, I saw that, but that's too
fancy.
Yeah, we don't need that, do we? Larry texted me last night. Larry Anderson said, "What, am I not invited on the bus with you guys?"
No, you invited him.
That's what I thought, but I said, absolutely, you're invited. You'll be the first one on.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Gosselin could be the final hitter for Aaron Nola. And what is, if not his final hitter, his final inning?
Well, let's hope it's the final hitter.
Yep. 3-2 pitch. Hit foul down the right field line.
I mean, we love the Goose, but he's not wearing a Phillies uniform anymore, so we love Nola more.
Seven pitches in that first inning.
Yeah, he's been really good again. I mean, he's given up 4 runs, but that's when you got a 12-run lead, who cares?
Outside. All right, so Gosselin draws the walk. And Travis Garneau is coming up.
Who we got warming up down there?
Luis Familia.
Jerice looked like he went back to his Mets cleats. Royal blue.
Trying to match the baby blue a little bit more.
I don't think he executed it well. Mr. Blackwell.
That you are.
Yeah. Fashion icon. All right, get a pop up right here.
Outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Boy, all of a sudden it just kind of left him, didn't it?
Yeah. I think he's running out of gas.
I think so. I mean, my gosh, at second inning, he had to sit in the dugout. Bottom of the second, he had to sit in the dugout for an hour and 40 minutes.
In the AC. Back toward the middle, over the second base bag. Stott will race to the bag in time to beat Gosselin. Fielder's choice.
Attaboy, Aaron.
Aaron Nola, 7 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 8 strikeouts. Time to stretch. Phillies up 12-4.
That are down, very free swing of that ball. Don't forget Derek Hall, by the way. Derek
when he's just,
Big
kicking
Bob.
around, but we call him Derrick. Long ball Hall, yes, but Derrick when he's going well.
Or Derrickster.
We'll send it back to Tom and John. We'll see John in the post-game show. Guys,
Yeah, good night, guys. Good night.
Okay.
Great.
Good night.
Oh, you're giving us the rest of the night off?
I only
beautiful.
come on when the Phillies lose so I can listen to you guys wax poetic about how great life is.
Well, it wouldn't
By
be
the way,
complete without you.
I think Tom just said good night, which means I think we got the rest
We're
of the night
gone.
off.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Good night.
Good
night,
everybody.
boys.
Take care.
Ben, come on over here, Ben.
I was just over there, Johnny. I had to eat.
You can do that.
Yeah, you
Oh, I
can.
can do
Gosh,
that.
I've never seen anything he like.
Let's see
I
your
won
Come on,
tonight.
Ben. Let's see the
let's
right-handed
let's see your
hack.
swing. The right-handed swing.
What's that? Right-hand swing?
What kind
It's
of
not
bat
gonna be
is that,
pretty.
first of all?
It's a fungo bat.
Irish bat.
That is ugly.
Alec Boehm takes up. Ben, why do you stand so far away from the plate?
Because this is a long bat, Tom. It's a fungo bat.
Oh, okay.
And he's 6'5".
All right, now let's see the left side.
That's why that swing didn't produce a whole lot of hits there, Johnny.
Alec Boehm out toward right field. Duvall waiting for it. Makes the catch.
Well, Ben, here's the way I look at it. No matter how well we did or not, the hardest I ever worked was when I turned, or before I turned 19. Once I signed and played baseball, that's not work. You're playing a game. They're actually paying you.
Yeah, they are.
I honest to God, I had to. Remember Major League when they said, hey, if you make the team, don't celebrate because there's going to be guys get cut, go outside. And Willie Mays Hayes went outside. Wesley Snipes, he did the dance. When I got my first paycheck, paid professional, I went outside and started screaming. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Walla Walla, no one heard me.
Did it echo? Stott hits it on one hop to Gosselin. So Jackson Stevens has the first 2 outs quickly here in the 7th. There's his numbers, his 18th game.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, since I was, 19, I think I signed when I was 19. And haven't worked a day since. Took 5 years off, though, after I retired, before I got into the television side of it.
Well, you coach, too, though.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I took like almost 5 years off. I just wanted to make sure that I put my liver to a test. I mean, I just really wanted to punish my liver just to make sure that it was sturdy and I didn't have to worry about it anymore.
Is that what you did for the 5 years you were off?
Oh, my gosh. Golf with my buddies.
There's the 1-0 to Vierling. Inside corner, 1-1.
Single. In the metropolis of Kaiser, West Virginia.
How'd the liver hold up?
It did well. I had to quit.
Yeah.
But, oh, that's a nasty hook.
That is really a loopy curve. Oscar Mercado is in the on-deck circle.
Schwarber don't want to put the June home run race out of reach if he hits another one.
Not a bad pitch. 2-2. Six o'clock start. So here we are in the bottom of the 7th and sort of a twilight time.
Hey.
Yeah, that's ball 4. So a walk for Vierling, and now Oscar Mercado will make his Phillies debut. Oscar, who was coming over from the Cleveland Indians. Cleveland Guardians, excuse me.
Now the Guardians, it's like a bridge or something like.
Well, they have They have, from what I gather, on the bridges they have these structures that are carved into it that they basically say are guardians, Greek mythology type of thing.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Oscar Mercado, Phillies picked up off waivers from the Cleveland Indians. He takes a strike. It's 0-1. He's a 27-year-old who was born in Cartagena, Colombia, but grew up in Florida.
I don't blame him. I almost went there to Cartagena to play winter ball one year.
His rookie year, he had a heck of a season. He had .269 with 15 home runs and 54 runs batted in. That ball's hit foul, and he retrieves it himself. He finished 8th in the Rookie of the Year balloting.
Tell you what, he's getting into the uniform thing, though. He hadn't been here long, and he's already got the powder blue shoes.
He's got a twin sister who is going to dental school at Temple.
Wow. Oh, really?
Yeah, here in Philadelphia.
That's awful nice.
Yep. The ball's in 2 strikes to Mercado. Swing and a miss. So he strikes out. The 7th inning comes to a close. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left. We're on to the 8th inning. It's the Phillies 12.
And like Ricky said, Aaron, even though he gave up 4 runs in 7 innings, but you pitch to the scoreboard, and they had a big lead. And but he was fantastic, like he's been pretty much every start this year for the Phillies. He's been dynamic. Getting the strikeouts, the breaking ball was working. See how intuitive he is to duck right there and let Stott field that ball. I mean, he just did it all today. Aaron Nola, 7 innings, 7 hits, and in line for a win finally for Aaron.
All right, so now Jeurys Familia in his 29th game will face Matt Olson. Olson takes a strike, 0-1.
Nice crowd.
Yeah, it is a nice crowd.
Sure it'll be.
Good crowds coming up this weekend.
Yeah, rambunctious this weekend with the Cardinals coming to town. Get to see Albert. Probably in person for the last time,
yeah.
Right?
Got Wainwright against Zach Wheeler on Sunday night. 1 ball, 1 strike to Olson. He fouls that one. Garrett Stubbs, by the way, is back behind the plate. Odubel Herrera is out in left field. Mercado stays in the game. He's in center field.
Beerling is right.
And Jairo Munoz is at second base. Bryson Stott moves to shortstop.
I'd say we're out of players.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a clean inning from Familia right here. Boy, you talk about someone who needs to get something positive going forward. Normally you don't see a veteran pitcher come in to pitch in the 8th inning with a 8-run lead. But he needs the work. You got to figure it out.
Out to left field. Backpedaling is Herrera on the track. And he makes the catch.
Tell you what, he caught that in front of that Sherman Williams sign. It was like he's camouflaged. Uniform blended in with the. Kind of lost Odubel there for a second. Look.
A lot of blue.
Yeah. Carolina blue. Powder blue for everyone else, I guess, right? Except the Carolina fans.
Mm-hmm. Here's Austin Riley, who has 2 hits tonight. And a pitch low, 1 ball and no strikes. Phillies have cooled off the Braves here tonight, which is a good thing. Atlanta began March 10.5 games behind the Mets. Or excuse me, began June 10.5 games behind the Mets, and now 3 games behind them coming into tonight's game. A lot of ground they made up.
Yeah. Limited games tonight, huh?
Yeah, limited Thursday.
Guardians.
Thursday slate.
Yeah, Guardians won. Ooh.
Out to center field. Mercado will play it on a hop. So 1-out single here in the 8th inning.
No, but I tell you, watching that thing in between innings with Schilling 300 strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
My gosh, I miss watching him playing behind him.
Well, he's just a machine, wasn't he?
Oh my gosh, his mechanics were flawless. His command was impeccable, and you know he had a set of you-know-whats on him. He wasn't afraid, that's for sure. Yeah, always had a good feeling when the big shill was on the hill pitching for us.
Well, he always had a good feeling too.
Yeah,
it's part of it. Ozuna takes inside. 1 ball, no strikes. I think Stubbs thought maybe that was a strike.
Yeah. Can't catch a break.
Same pitch, 2-0.
Yeah, come all the way back.
3-1.
I wouldn't even give him a sign. If I was Stubbs, I just throw it. I'm going to put my glove right down the middle because it's going to move one way or another. There you go, right down the middle. And where did it end up? Down and away.
Yep.
You know, you start, hey, Jurice, we need you to throw this ball down and in or up and in. No. Put your glove right down the middle and let him fire it. Wherever it ends up, it ends up. See, those are royal blue, right?
Yes, you're right. They are.
Yeah.
I don't mind them though. I mean, they kind of offset
Yeah,
the.
Kind of. I mean, it's not ridiculous looking. Looks all right.
3-2 pitch. Hit on the ground toward the hole. Diving attempt is Bryson Stott, and it slips into left field. So 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Ozuna with his 2nd hit. Well, Johnny, you're wearing it. Add an exclusive hat designed by the Crucker to your collection. The mesh back adjustable 920 cap is available now at the New Era Phillies team store. Now, $5 from the sale of each hat will benefit Phillies charities, which is a great idea. And then you can join Johnny tomorrow from 2 until 3 at the New Era team store. You're gonna have some meet and greet with the fans.
Yeah, take some pictures, kiss some babies, you know.
I was there today. The hats are on display. They look awesome, by the way. And again, for more information, you can't buy them online.
Yeah.
You have to buy them in the store. But for more information, go to Phillies.com/New Era.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, I love the hat. I love a trucker hat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, West Virginia camo is like the state color. You know, I know the Mountaineers are, you know, navy blue and gold, but you know, we prefer camo as state color.
As the other color.
Yeah, and but you know, made by New Era, so they're quality hats. It's not like you're getting something that's going to fall apart.
Yeah, and again, just to make it clear, you can't get it online.
Yeah.
You have to get it at the store. It's store exclusive. But if you want to look at it, you can go to Phillies.com/.
I got every hillbilly I know. Hey, can you get me one of those hats? Yeah, hold on, I'll be right there.
You're going to run out of your surplus.
Yeah, I know.
3-0.
My brothers.
Well, you got to give it to your brothers.
I do. Their kids. And the one text, we say, hey, you think Jennifer, which is Casey's, Joe's oldest son, Jennifer, he said, you think Jennifer, you get one for Jennifer? I said, well, yeah, she's a redneck. Get her one. See, this is what you can't.
Got to get somebody else up.
That's the last thing that Rob Thompson and Caleb Cobbin wanted to do is have to get someone up to try to finish if he has to finish this inning.
Two more, the guy said. Two more, Dries. Throw two more.
I think the next one I'm going to look into with Francis for maybe next year is a powder blue one, but with some unique.
I like that.
Unique design in it. Oh boy.
That ball's hit well out to left field. Herrera's going back. Does he have room? He does. Right at the Xfinity sign. He makes the catch. Yeah, there are 2 outs.
Ooh.
See? I think you just said, I think that was a loud out.
Yeah, it was loud, but
it was loud.
It's an out.
Now here's Duvall, who is 2 for 3.
Yeah, he might be starting to get hot, Duvall. Thank goodness they're leaving.
The dirt, 1 ball, no strikes. Garrett Stubbs making the block.
That's what I like too. 12-4, you know, they could go up and, you know, put on t-shirt, you know, and hang out in the clubhouse where it's air conditioned. They're still down here cheering on their boys. That's huge. So, did we ever get an update on Bryce's surgery?
It went well. That's all we know. Yeah.
Pins, no pins.
You know what, John? I don't know. I think there were. That's why they did the surgery, was to stabilize it.
One job, and you couldn't do it, Tom.
Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Hopefully this weekend, Bryce will be at the yard at some point, and he'll talk to everybody about it. I don't think that, you know, the surgery may dictate a shorter time on the injured list.
I hope.
1 and 2.
But I hope he doesn't rush back. But it's, you know, it stinks and it's sad, but it is giving his elbow a chance to heal.
Swing and a miss and Familia.
You know, to get rested, the elbow.
Yep.
No torque.
Well, back here as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and how about this? They've decided to put Mike Ford out on the mound. Princeton's own to pitch. And the Mickey Moniak skies one out to shallow center field. So 1 away.
Well, Ford can do it all, can he?
Big guy.
He's
durable.
Probably not on a pitch count.
No, I don't think so. Mike Ford, when he was at Princeton, he did pitch in 29 games.
Is that a knuckleball?
You know what? I was thinking about that when I saw the first pitch. Let's see how he grips it. No, I don't think so.
He's throwing at him. Warn him. I don't think I ever had to face a position player. Thank goodness.
That's a knuckleball. You know, I think, at least I think it looks like that. There's Acuna Jr.
telling Odubel to swing.
It's so different now than it was when you played, John. You had the quote unquote long man that ate up innings. Yeah, there's ball 4. So Odubel walks. And here's Derek Hall, who has homered tonight. Derek Hall and Mike Ford similar in the fact that both pitched in college while being position players. Fouled away.
I think that's a good thing. You got that home run, their first hit out of the way. Of course, it was a home run, but can you imagine having to get your first hit off a position player?
Well, that's what Mitch Walding's home run,
yeah,
if I recall.
It was.
Yeah, it was against a position player.
I couldn't imagine. Like,
and that ball is smoked. It's gone. It's a 2-home run game for Derek Hall. Well, position player or not, he'll take the 2 home runs. (14-4), the Phillies on top.
is this heaven? Nope, it's Philadelphia. Congratulations, young man. That's awesome. That is.
Yeah, again, it's a position player, but it's still 2 home runs for your first 2 hits. That's a really good catch, 102 off the bat. Garrett Stubbs serves that one a little shorter than Hall.
I think Stubbs hit that softer than the pitch came in.
Popped up. Contreras off with the mask, and he makes the catch. 2 outs. And here is Jairo Munoz.
Who's pitching tomorrow for the Cardinals?
Tomorrow you got Miles Michaelis against Bailey Falter. You know, Mike Ford only gave 1 home run in college.
Tougher league here.
A little tougher league, yep.
He went to Princeton?
Yeah. Played for Scott Bradley, former big leaguer.
Oh, yeah.
1-1.
He's turned that program around, hasn't he?
Done a great job with that program. You know, he was one of my partners in minor league baseball on TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Pulled on the ground towards short. Arce is up with it. Got across the diamond in time. The inning is over. Derek Hall has gone yard for the 2nd time tonight's game. Look at the smiles creeping in again. Why not, right?
Absolutely. Enjoy it, young man.
We'll go to the 9th. Our Toyota Camry turning points. The 2 home runs back in the 4th inning. Yep.
Hey, you like to see good people get rewarded, and he just rewarded not only himself with his first major league hit, first major league homer, but he also helped the Phillies build that big lead, and you know, why not hit another? If one's good, 2 is better.
Yes, it is.
They say that a lot when you're at a bar. But he's not at a bar. He's at Citizens Bank Park, and those were our Toyota turning points of the game.
Well, here's Mark Appel pitching in back-to-back ball games. As we go to the 9th inning, he's facing Orlando Arcia. And Arcia is going to hit that one out to left field where Odubel Herrera is standing, and he makes the catch. I think the key today is to hit it to right because it's not carrying out to left.
No, I thought the one he hit and I thought the one Contreras hit were both gone.
Mark Appel made his major league debut last night. Great stories today, and great comments from Mark as well. He was so honest with his assessment of his trip to get to this point.
Yeah, you know what? Hopefully it turns out to be an unbelievably great story for him. And so far it has. Just hope it continues that way. I'd like to see him stay in the big leagues for a while now.
No balls, 1 strike to Michael Harris. That's inside and low. Carl said that Derek Hall is the the 10th Philly to have a home run with his first 2 hits in the same game.
Oh, wow. 10.
10th.
That seems like a lot.
Carl, that seems like a lot, though,
Carl.
as John said.
Carl, hat's too tight.
There's a line drive to Stott. 2 outs here in the 9th inning.
10. That's something.
All right, so 2 away, 1 more to get the final out, and to cap off this month of June for the Phillies with 19 wins. Now they have sputtered somewhat at the end. I mean, they've lost 6 of 9 coming in, but still, it's been a very good month.
Yeah, put them back, closer. The way things were going, you thought, man, they could be out of the race by the All-Star break, but they had a hot June. They're back in striking distance of the wild card. Why can't they play in October?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Ground ball out to shortstop. Stott's got it, throws off balance in time, and the ball game is over. And the Phillies do salvage the final game of this series. They finish with 19 wins in the month of June as they win it tonight by a final score of 14-4. Most wins in a single month since September of 2010 when they were 21-6. And now you just keep it going into July.
That's right.
Derek Hall, 2 home runs, the first 2 home runs of his major league career. He is the Chevrolet Player of the Game.